Anguirus's Japanese name, Anguirus, comes from the Japanese spelling of the name of the dinosaur genus Ankylosaurus, upon which the monster's design is based. The name was chosen from several names proposed by employees of Toho during production of Godzilla Raids Again. Actor Yoshio Tsuchiya, who played the character Taijima in the film, proposed the name Gyarados for the monster. Many of the rejected names were later used for the original monsters featured in the tie-in manga Rampage Godzilla. The original English name given to Anguirus by Toho was Anguirus, as seen in the company's 1955 international sales booklet. When Godzilla Raids Again was released in the United States by Warner Bros. In 1959 as Gigantes, the Fire Monster, advertising materials spelled the monster's name as Anguirus, which was also how it was pronounced in the English dub. In the mid-1970s, Toho copyrighted the new revised English name Anguirus, making it the official anglicization of the monster's name for all subsequent media. However, only the English dub of Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla uses anything resembling this spelling. The English dubs for Destroy All Monsters Attack, and Godzilla vs. Gigan all call him Anguirus, while in Godzilla Final Wars, the pronunciation sounds like Anguinus. Another alternative name, Anguillas, appears in the international export trailer for Destroy All Monsters and the American version of the Godzilla Game Boy game. The tag for the Anguirus figure in Bandai's Godzilla Island Monster Series toy line combines the Romaji for Anguirus subtitle, Fierce Dragon, with his English name, giving the figure the name Boryu Anguirus. Several American publications from the 1970s, including issue number 34 of the Monster Times and the children's book Godzilla by Ian Thorne, offer Anzilla as an alternate name or mishearing of Anguillas. It appears to originate with Forrest J. Ackerman, who referred to the creature as Anzilla in a column promoting the volcano monsters in the March 1957 edition of the fan magazine Imaginary Tales. According to a booklet included with Toho's 2002 3-disc DVD release of Godzilla, Mothra and King Ghidorah, Giant Monsters All-Out Attack, Anguirus' name as a guardian monster was originally Angira in the original unrealized version of the film, Godzilla x Varan, Baragon and Anguirus, Giant Monsters All-Out Attack. Anguirus is a stout, armored, quadrupedal reptilian creature that looks fairly similar to an Ankylosaurus, with aspects of his design also resembling armadillos, hedgehogs, and crocodiles. He has several inwardly curved horns at the top of his head and a single, short horn on the end of his snout. His face is long, puffy and drawn out, like a crocodile, with two large tusks at the start and rows of smaller, jagged, serrated teeth following suit. His carapace is studded with a plethora of long, sharp, prickly spikes. Anguirus's tail is spiky and longer than his body, accounting for the majority of his total body length. His hind limbs are longer than his forelimbs, enabling him to stand upright to his full height, but he primarily walks upon all fours. In Godzilla Final Wars, Anguirus is jokingly referred to as an armadillo, most likely due to his ability to curl himself into a ball. The Final Wars Anguirus has some differences in his design. His skin is a much lighter shade of gray, with yellowish-colored spikes. This Anguirus has a shorter, more mammal-like snout, and his underbelly has an armored, brick-like texture. He now has spikes on his arms and legs, and his tail ends with a spiked club, a trait shared by the real-life Ankylosaurus. Anguirus is depicted as a very tenacious and fierce fighter. Despite constantly going up against enemies tougher than himself, Anguirus rarely backs down and always puts up a vicious fight. Despite his fierce nature, Anguirus has traditionally been shown in various media as being a close friend of Godzilla. While many of Godzilla's allies have had to work with him out of necessity, such as Rodan and Mothra, Anguirus and Godzilla appear to have a genuine friendship. This is most pronounced in Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla, where Anguirus senses that the fake Godzilla roaming Japan is not the monster he knows and attacks it, with a character even mentioning that it's strange to see Anguirus attack his friend Godzilla. Anguirus's spiky carapace and armored hide grant him impressive resistance to attacks from enemies. With and restrain opponents. Anguirus's greatest asset in combat is his spiked carapace. He often jumps backward and slams his back into opponents in order to injure them with his spikes. In Godzilla, Rulers of Earth, Godzilla lifted Anguirus by his tail and used him like a flail, swinging his spikes into Mecha King Ghidorah's chest and damaging the cyborg. In many Godzilla video games and in the film Godzilla Final Wars, Anguirus was shown to be able to retreat inside of his carapace and curl into a ball, allowing him to travel very quickly and also inflict damage on buildings and enemies with his spiked carapace. In the latter, this move is most commonly called the Anguirus ball. Anguirus's tail is tipped with either a sharp curved spike or a fan-shaped spike club. While he never seems to use it in battle on screen, Anguirus does attack with his tail spike in most video games featuring him. In the Kodansha Godzilla, King of the Monsters manga, Anguirus's tail is prehensile, and he is able to constrict it around Godzilla's throat. Anguirus is an extremely adept swimmer and is shown being able to swim at speeds comparable to Godzilla. He was able to swim great distances in a short period of time without any signs of fatigue. In Godzilla Raids Again, Anguirus briefly let out powerful ultrasonic roars which caused Osaka Castle to crumble during his fight with Godzilla. 20. This ranged attack returned in the Atari/Pipeworks Godzilla video game trilogy as a sonic roar. It is unable to engage in beam locks with other monsters' energy weapons. The sonic roar both damages and launches or pushes back opponents, while also destroying any nearby buildings, rocks, or military units, and also has the ability to daze the opponent. During the planning stages of Godzilla Raids Again, Anguirus was to be able to fire an incandescent light, Hakaneko, from his mouth, just like Godzilla. In the tie-in manga Rampage Godzilla and the official novelization for the film, Anguirus briefly uses this attack. If you liked it, don't forget to leave a like. It's a quick and simple way to show support. Share this video with friends, family, or anyone you think might be interested. Your help with publicity is essential for the growth of the channel. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any new content. Click the bell to receive notifications whenever we post something cool. I really appreciate your presence here. Your support makes all the difference. Continue following, sharing, and leaving your comments. We are building an amazing community together. See you in the next video.